So now, listen to those two. Well, he later on said that he did not consider that singing. To him it was screaming. Tom Jones. And even if that sort of music that we are getting made popular is not screaming, then it is wailing. Kind of logical music can be a vehicle for telling about bad, negative stuff and happy as well. So we usually get the blues side of it. That's how she sang at the beginning of her career.
What good can drinking do?
So she had a strong voice right from the beginning. But it was a singing there. It wasn't a screaming like later on. So beside the screaming, our popular music is tuned in a way called tempered tuning that looks like this. Awa.
And now that same progression automatically retuned by Just Tonic.
Nice. It looks nice and it sounds differently. Here, Just Tonic tuning, it's actually just tuning, or it's called Vedic tuning, or it's called Pythagorean tuning, where the middle A above C has 4, 3, 2 hertz. So you can memorize this really well. 4, 3, 2. Now compare. That one was so-called just. Now the other one. It's difficult to actually tell, right? That's what they say. Here you have another one giving us an example. Equal, that's bad. So you heard that the second one sounded more soft. Here he explains it.
Some other combinations of notes. Let's have a look at the perfect fourth. So this is a perfect fourth in just temperament. Again, that's a simple ratio of 4 to 3. Here is the perfect fourth over an equal temperament. You may prefer that sound. It sounds richer, but it isn't the same kind of perfect pure thing. You would probably tune that out, but if you were tuning by ear.
There you have the explanation, somehow. Now let's do some comparison again. So you hear, it depends on the instrument, how it is perceived. So, in this Fibonacci spiral that we got in our ear, this shape helps to cancel out certain inertial standing wave interference patterns, like some resonator, in order to keep us properly balanced with the natural environment around us. When the inner ear is in stress by artificial means, like Janis Joplin's pop music and all music, we can experience a type of fog-like condition, or we feel kind of like spaced out. Now listen to this, please. So even though on a totally bad monitor system it sounds so rich. Thank you. So listen to pop music makes us not connected to ourselves. This is the sister of Janis Joplin. So the theory that she's replaced by anybody doesn't really fit, I guess. Not by the Goldman and not by any sister of her own.
I'd like to remember that Janis had...
That's the voice of Janis Joplin's sister.
Is that you need to be true to yourself.
So that's when she's more relaxed. So even her sister has a boyish face. So when you look at her family, you can tell, as I said before, her mother has really long arms. And you can tell that the boy got the narrow face of the mother, her brother. And she and her sister have the wide face of her father. And that's just how it is. Some people born earlier, the last century, they were maybe in stress, not enough food or rumors of war, and they had a lot of outpouring of testosterone. That would always make this small upper lip that they all have. Sometimes when Janis is a bit more relaxed, there is a bit more blood in the lips, but usually they all have this narrow upper lip. So there wasn't a lot of testosterone around in her earlier years. Also, she's drinking. That kills a lot of minerals. So her intake of minerals is so low that makes her hair look boyish. Yeah, but she's a woman. That's why I say transvestigation solved. And otherwise you just need to do the Vedic tuning, not go to the opera, not to concerts of any sort, because they use the wrong pitch I got a guitar and I can't play it, but I do tune it in the right way. I got an electric system that lets me do it. So it's easy to do for everyone. It's not easy to distinguish whether it's the right pitch when you hear music, but since the Second World War it's all the wrong tuning. They kind of agreed upon this devil music to make us ill. And otherwise, just turn on MTV, it's all screaming nowadays. In the older days, Beatles, there was some, like Theodore Adorno wrote the music, not the Beatles. He was very clever, started every song with a ha 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 when you call someone. This interval, so it makes you listen up. Ooh. And there was some meaning to the words, but it's all about someone is screaming at you. In the older days, people weren't screaming while singing, it was more of a talking. And therefore it sounds a bit weak, but it does not make you ill. For our brain, it doesn't matter if someone is singing loud to you or screaming loudly at you. It's the same. So now you got the two reasons to do music yourself. Okay? That's it. Well, there is one thing that I could show you, and that is I checked Janis' ancestors, and she has got that one in her ancestry, that one, and she's got even a reverend, a doctor, and a colonel, but otherwise she's got from England a lot of lords, sirs, dukes, and knights, barons, baronesses. The first one of Durham,